Hey everybody, and welcome to Red Puts Art in Your Face. This is the second art stream that I'm doing today. Although if you're watching this on YouTube, this one probably will be uploaded a couple days, or at least a day after the other one. But it's the same day for me, so there you go. So I ate some lunch and got my chores done, so now we're gonna get right back on to the art. Although first I gotta turn my sound all the way off because I forgot to do that. Can't have the sound going off while I am trying to watch my own stream. So, if you weren't here for the first one, you didn't miss much. Basically all I did was the line art and talk about the various interesting and hilarious injury hijinks that I have gotten into over the years. So fun times. All right, so we're just gonna pick up right where we left off, basically. I did go a couple steps beyond where I was when I stopped, but it's not that too far ahead, so should be fine. All right, here we go. Okay, so I did blur the edges of where I did the shadows, and I finished the shadows while you guys were away, and so now we're going to go in and with everything on multiply, we're going to create some darker shadows. So that means we need our selection tool. We have the correct color selected. So we're just going to go in and create some more depth to our drawing. Yay! So I hope everyone is excited for...
It's 15 hours.
Yeah, thank you, computer. I am aware of that. I hope everyone is excited for the holidays. I know I am. Mom always gets a week off at Thanksgiving, so that's a lot of fun because she gets a lot of she gets a well-deserved break, and I know. Want to make sure it's on the right gradient tool, not the wrong one. And that means that she's more relaxed for a little while, which is always good. And she's in a better mood, which puts me in a better mood, puts the entire house in a better mood, all that jazz, so should be good. Also, I really love Thanksgiving because I love cooking and I love eating, so what better than a holiday where I get to do both? This year, I get to make the turkey, and I'm very excited about that. I know for a lot of people that's like a lot of pressure, but actually, I really enjoy cooking turkeys because like I actually feel like they're rather simple. All you got to do is basically rub them down with a bunch of come on brain, herbs, there we go, herbs and salt, and then stick them in the oven for the right amount of time, and that's at the right temperature. That's pretty much all you got to do for a turkey. I mean, the best way I found to cook them is actually without the stuffing inside of it. Although, I mean, it's perfectly fine. I know there's a lot of good recipes for cooking turkey with the stuffing actually inside of it, but I find it's actually better to do the stuffing separate. Basically, I do put stuff inside my turkey when I cook it, though, just not stuffing. I actually like when I make turkey, or at least the last time I made turkey, I put lemons and herbs up inside of it, and that kept it nice and light. No, not answering the phone. No, because I know exactly what it's gonna be, and I'm not picking up. I'm tired. This is like the 5th time today, and yesterday I got so mad because I'm like, why are you calling me? I'm not a homeowner. I'm like, no, why? Stop calling me. Stop trying to sell me solar. I don't own a house. Or Or it's even worse when it's like, credit card information. I'm like, I don't have a credit card. Stop calling me. What about my credit card rate? I don't have a credit card rate, so this should not apply to me. Please stop calling. I don't even understand. I'm just like, no, why? Why? And then, like, it's gotten even worse because now it's because it's getting close to the end of the year, you get, like, the scammer to IRS calls where they're like, this is the IRS and we're going to sue you. And I'm like, I mean, I would believe that if it weren't for the fact that I literally just saw a thing on the news about how this is not, in fact, the IRS, and I know you're just trying to steal my money. Money I don't have, so please stop trying. I'm just like, you are not the IRS. I am not afraid of you, because if the IRS were really going to sue me, they would send something in the mail. Also, I don't understand why they would. I have no money. I can't even really apply for taxes because I haven't made enough money to pay taxes. Because if you don't make enough money, like, I think it's like $2,000 a year or something. Then you guys start paying taxes, and I'm just like, I don't make that much money in a year. So I don't have to pay taxes. I do file, but it's like, because I want a refund. But whatever. Anyway. So it's like, I don't take those calls seriously because I'm like, I know this is not the IRS. I don't know why you're trying. I don't know why. I mean, you can't get water from squeezing a rock. Or something along those lines. I'm like, I have nothing. You literally can't squeeze anything out of me when there's nothing there. The best is when I get the contractors calling and I'm just like, you guys realize I don't own a house, right? Oh. No. Yeah. I don't know how you got this number, but like, I don't own a house. Stop calling. I don't need a contractor because I don't own a house. Why does everyone think I own a house? I feel like this is still fallback from the time when somehow, some way, my number wound up on some kind of, like, house for sale, like, on a website because it was very closely related to somebody else's number. So they kept calling me, my cell phone, specifically, because they were convinced that I was selling this house. And I'm like, that's not me. Like, the person you're trying to reach is not me. And also, I called him and he's not selling a house. So why are you doing this? And then I checked online and I'm like this, it was just some random site that had decided to try and sell this house under his name. And because my phone number was so close to his phone number, like, people kept calling me because I guess they had, like, listed my number. And I'm like, no, stop that. I am not selling a house. I don't own a house. Stop calling me. And it used to be, I swear to God, this is not even a lie. It used to be like 20 calls a day of these, like, hardcore realtors or, like, land developers trying to call me and get me to sell a house I did not own. And I guess, like, maybe this is still fallout from that because I still, like, I get weird calls where people convinced that I own a house and they're calling for me and not my mom, which is the weird part about it. So I'm just like, I don't understand why you're calling for me. I don't own a house. I have never owned a house. It doesn't even take that much research to realize that I have never owned a house. I've never paid a mortgage in my life. I don't understand why I get these calls. It's very It's very weird, and I don't appreciate it. Stop reminding me of what I don't have. Anyway, so that's why we don't answer the phone at the house. Because it's basically our spam filter. If the house phone rings, we don't pick it up. Unless we hear somebody we know on the answering machine. We highly screen our calls. Anyway, so right now we're creating some more depth to our shadows by using our pen selection tool to basically create this area that we're selecting. And then we're going in and, oh right, that's why. I was like, wait, where are all the Tumblr people? And then I realized, oh right, I put it to my queue instead of actually posting it like I was supposed to. That's my problem. That was my dumbass doing that. Okay, so now it should be, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna reblog it to the other more popular blog. Oh, I guess it must have updated because it's got like suggestions now and everything. It's weird. Okay. So now the Tumblr people have been informed. That's good. That should get somebody in here. So, still just the shadows. Everything's nice and quiet now. The gardener's gone. The dog's nice and quiet. The cat is sleeping. Nobody's bugging me. This is the perfect time of day. I mean, I assume eventually this peace and quiet will end, but for now, it's nice. I like the pen selection tool. This is, I mean, it's not as nice as the magic wand select tool, because that's just like, hey, yeah, look, I found exactly what you wanted me to select. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't, like, I don't know, like, its selection process doesn't work all the time, so I'm just like, it's not reliable. Doesn't get me. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. That's looking good. 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 That's good. 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 Just talking to myself, but that's fine. I don't know. I'm excited for the holidays, like I was saying before, because I like Thanksgiving. I like how my family comes together for Thanksgiving most of the time, and like it's just a good time to be with them and to hang out and catch up. I'm looking forward to Christmas because my cousin is coming in from Michigan, which is cool. Wait, no. That's right, she moved to Chicago. She's coming in from Chicago. Wait, isn't Chicago in Michigan? Fuck, I really need to like brush up on where the hell Chicago is. It's like one of the big cities that I've never been to, and I'm just like, where the fuck is Chicago again? Somewhere in the Midwest, right? I'm very confused. Anyway, I actually, wait, no, that's right. I had a layover in Chicago once. I did, on my way to Ireland. What the hell? Why can't I don't care. Anyway, so my mom, no crap, what happened? That's what happened. Anyway, so my cousin's coming in from Chicago, and I'm very excited to see her, because I miss her, and she's my favorite cousin, so, I mean, every cousin is my favorite cousin, but, you know, she's probably the one I'm closest to. Not, like, physically, obviously, but, like, emotionally. Gotta make that distinction. And not age-wise either, because the one that's closest to me in age is on my mom's side, and is 6 months younger than me, and has a kid. And that kid is my first cousin once removed, because that's how that works. Which I was not aware of until I looked this up, because I've been meeting a lot of my extended family recently, so it's like, crap, how are they related to me, and what do I call them, like, in relation to myself? So, I've met second cousins once removed, and I have met first cousins and first cousins once removed. Because, yeah. It's just, it's weird. It's weird to think about and stuff. But Rex, no! No! Rex, please stop barking. I'm doing a stream. Please stop. Rex, that's enough. No, Rex. No. Rex. Don't you give me the sad eyes. Good boy, that's a good boy. Laying back down. Good boy. Okay, just this one little bit more, and then I'll be done with the shadows, and then it'll be on to the highlights. Not the magazine. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just creating deeper shadows for the cloak to basically highlight different areas of it, make it look more... Anyway, I actually will probably do one more layer of shadowing just to make sure I have separated the forward and backward. I mean, the more forward parts of the cloak, just so that they look like they are more in the foreground. There we go. Foreground. Thank you, brain, for finally cooperating. Hey, it's Phoenix. What's up? I should not be looking at Tumblr. I should be looking at Twitch. that was my bad. Hi, Phoenix. So I'm working on a redraw of something I did years and years ago, actually way before I went to, actually not way before, but at least a year before I went to art school, and like ages before I actually got decent at art. So I'm doing a redraw of that, and it was based on this comic idea I had, and I actually worked on it for a class project with a friend who I went to school with. It was really funny because they called her mom and me dad, because we were the ones that like knew how to get shit done in our dorm. There we go. Anyway, so that's not right though. I do want it to multiply though. Just want it, yeah, bit like that. There we go, that's perfect. Recently, that's weird. Recently got back from work. Kicked my ass. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. It's weird though that Twitch is not, or the Twitch app isn't showing you in the chat on my phone, but it is on the TV. That's weird. That's very weird. I don't know why it's doing that. I reloaded it, so we'll see if that works. Alright, so now you can kind of tell what's in the back and what's in the front. And so now we're going to do the highlights on the cloak. So set it to screen. I'm going to go ahead and grab our lighter color, which is down here on our palette layer. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our airbrush tool, set to soft. And we're going to go in and create our highlights, or the shiny areas, as I like to say. This is actually the perfect time to have joined us, though, because now the dog has stopped barking. And I've eaten, for once. And the cat isn't bothering me. She's off on her own taking a nap. in an area I can see, so I know she's not getting up to trouble. She does do that. That cat likes to make trouble for herself. Like, not for anyone else, just for her. She likes to be her own worst enemy. So now is actually the perfect time to have joined us. So, great. Yes, eating is nice. Or at least it should be. It hasn't been for me lately, and I don't know why. I've been having troubles just getting an appetite lately, like at all. I don't know what it is. That's not normal for me. But, I mean, I'm not running a fever or anything, so I don't feel like it's important enough to go to the doctor about. My health insurance was better. I probably would go to the doctor. But it's not that great, so I'm not gonna go unless it's dire. Once I get the better job, then I'll have better health insurance, and then I will actually visit the doctor when I should. In the meantime, though. Okay. I finished off some leftovers, so I'm hoping that'll be good, and it'll hold me off, and I'll make sure I don't, like, get sick or something later. I had some leftover chicken that I cooked on the stove with some rose with some thyme breadcrumbs on top, and a garbanzo bean stew, kind of? It's not really a stew if there's not that much liquid, right? Anyway, so that's what I had, and it's like full of kale and onions and garlic and things that are just in general really good for you. Blue Apron's kind of good about that kind of thing. Although, God, I'm getting tired of all the kale. Like, Blue Apron does what's seasonal, and right now kale is in season, so it's been so much kale, you guys. So much. And my mom's getting annoyed because she has hypothyroid, and I guess kale isn't great for people who have that. So there's been a lot of complaining about how much kale we've been eating in my house. That rhymed. I didn't mean for it to rhyme, but it did. I might do a game stream later tonight. Who knows? Dream Daddy sure seemed to pull a lot of people in. And Lord knows it was fun to do. So, I hope everyone is looking forward to the upcoming holidays. And by holidays, I do not mean Christmas. Christmas can just stay in December where it belongs. I mean, Thanksgiving and Hanukkah. Because the Hanukkah season is coming up fast, you guys. I have some Jewish relatives. So. Celebrate. Like, remember, there are other holidays in December, like a crap ton of them, besides Christmas. And also, why do we have to celebrate Christmas right after Halloween? I want my Christmas to be special, not shoved down my throat to the point where I don't care about it anymore. which is what's happening. I don't like how over-commercialized it is. I just want my Christmas to be special again like it was when I was a child. Because it's not like I don't like Christmas, I just don't like it in November. I just want to like it when it's supposed to be, you know, like in December, where it belongs. I just want to enjoy fall while it lasts. November is not a winter month. It is a fall month. December is the first month of winter. Please stop forcing me to celebrate winter before it's here. I realize some places are already getting snow, and that's fine. But this is Southern California, and this is the nice sweet time right before it starts raining every day. If it does rain in the year. And the time period where it's hot every goddamn day. So like, I just want to enjoy the small period of time where it's cold but not raining. Like, I love rain. It puts me to sleep. But like, sometimes down here in Southern California, it becomes like oppressive with how much it's raining. And then we get flash floods. So like, it's nice in that period of fall and spring where it's not raining, but it's cool and you can go outside and you can actually wear pants instead of shorts and it's perfect weather. And I'm like, yes, I like that. And I like Thanksgiving. So like, not like the idea behind it. I just like that I get to cook food and eat a shit ton of food and not feel bad about it. That's really all it boils down to, is that I get to eat a crap ton of food and not feel bad. I mean, obviously, I will eat a crap ton and then my stomach will hurt and I will feel bad about how much I ate. But, I mean, morally, it's a time to be thankful. And I am always thankful that at Thanksgiving I get to spend time with my family and I get to enjoy going out. I like cooking and I like eating. So I love Thanksgiving and I'm kind of mad that Christmas keeps horning in on that. Halloween is over, bring in the holly jolly shit. No, F you! Holly jolly has December. Leave me and my turkey day alone. Let me enjoy my holidays in peace. I like all of them. I just want them all to have their own time. Also, when my sister was living with us, she would start listening to the local oldie station that would, and when I worked at Jack in the Box, it was even worse because then it was holiday music starting in late October. Well, actually, I mean, it would start in November and then it would go all the way into January, and it would be like 24 hours for me. There was no escape from it. And I'm just like, guys, I like holiday music and I like Christmas and I like the holidays, but this is too much. I can't take it anymore. I need a break, which is why when I decorate the tree, I listen to heavy metal music. That is my new tradition. My mom knows not to touch the radio when I decorate the tree, because I'm the only one that decorates the tree, first and foremost, because mom doesn't have the time, and also you touch my tree, I kill you. I work very hard on decorating my tree, and unless I ask for your help, you don't get to help. Like, I like pretty much all holidays. They always put me in a good mood. But, like, the over-commercializing of Christmas really ticks me off because I'm like, I want to enjoy Christmas. I want it to be special. It's not special if it's forced down my throat for months on end. I get tired of it. It's like when you eat way too much Christmas songs that make you want to blow your Yuletide brains out, right? Yeah. Like... It's like when you eat way too much chocolate or way too much candy and then you don't want to eat candy for months. It's like that. for me as far as like Christmas is concerned, because I'm like, I love Christmas. I really enjoy it. I would enjoy it a lot more if it wasn't shoved down my throat for 3 odd months on end. And then you get Christmas in July, which is even worse, because then you're like, it's the summer. I want to enjoy the summer. I don't want to be reminded of the hell that is the 3 months of Christmas. So, yeah. Plus, working Thanksgiving at Jack in the Box was always, which was always fun, because you would only get like 2-3 orders the entire day, and so the rest of the time it's just like you and the rest of the coworkers hanging out watching movies in the break room. And then occasionally the guys would come, one family would randomly come through and order like crap ton of food, and you're like, okay, and you get up and you make that food, and then they're gone in like less than a minute, and then you immediately just go back to watch. And then you don't get anybody for like an hour. So, you know, that's what Thanksgiving was like when you work fast food, and I enjoyed that, because I'm like, it was a break, especially from Christmas, because Christmas, oh my god! And Black Friday was not fun. Thankfully, I never worked Black Friday at Jack in the Box, although I heard from my coworkers it sucked butt egg. Like, I know that, working Christmas at Jack in the Box sucked so much. Because, like, you would think it's Christmas. People should be, you know, at home opening up gifts, or, like, enjoying time with family. You know, not going to Jack in the Box and ordering, like, 50 frickin' tacos. Ugh, no. And the best part is, like, my coworkers would sing, like, the regular Christmas songs, and everyone would be like, yeah, this song, and then, like, there would be one song that would come on, and I would sing it at the top of my lungs, and my coworkers would be like, no! And they're trying to turn the music down, and they can't, because it's, like, controlled by corporate, so they would just be forced to listen to my favorite Christmas song, which is so annoying, and it annoys everybody else except me. And then I would go home and sing it to my sister. My sister would be like, please stop. And I'm like, no. I have found my ammunition to get back at you for the days on end of Silver Bells. Because I used to love Silver Bells so much. It used to be my favorite Christmas song. And then my sister played it to ad nauseum, and I'm just like, I'm not doing this anymore. Fast food Christmas nerd. Welcome to America. Yep. Is exactly right. Like, if you're Jewish and then you're going through fast food, that makes sense. I understand that. It's not your holiday. Or if you're like some other denomination of some Judeo-Christianic belief, and which includes being Muslim, and you're just like, and you don't celebrate Christmas. Like, I understand that. What I don't understand is, like, the people clearly Catholic, because there's a big Catholic church near us, coming through, ordering so much freaking food, and I'm just like, no. You should be eating tamales. Why do you not have tamales? Like, every other person here has been stocked up on tamales for months. Why are you coming through Jack in the Box to order tacos? Why Jack in the Box? Why our tacos? Why? Oh, I have horror stories from working fast food. Like, when you work fast food in America, people are just awful to you. They basically do not treat you like you're a human being. And it sucks so much. And it's even worse when, like, you get a boss that doesn't really treat you like a human being. Because, like, Jack in the Box used to be corporate. And then they went franchise. And normally I'd say that was a good thing because I'm more for small business than huge, large business. And franchises are like the good combination of both. But in this particular situation, the owner that we had for the franchise, or who owned the franchise of our store, was not a good owner. And like his wife had standards that were literally impossible to keep. Like we used to get our pay docked if we had even a single straw wrapper in the drive-thru. Like we literally have no control over that, and I can't be spending I can't be going out there every other 5 seconds to go clean up straw wrappers when I'm supposed to be taking orders. And then they were like, oh, by the way, you have to stick to this script. And I'm like, no, like we have to get, like, we're still on you have to get people out in under 5 minutes, right? Yeah. I can't do that with this script. And I talk fast. Like, when I worked at Jack in the Box, like I learned how to talk super fast over the headset because you had to get the cars in and out in under 5 minutes. And I'm like, I can't do that if I'm stuck to this super long script because it takes me at least a full minute and a half to get through the script. Like, just if you want me to suggest things, I totally will. If you want me to say like something complimentary, I totally will. I can do that every time and still get them in and out in under 5 minutes. But I can't do that when your script is so goddamn long. And if we did not get it down to the word, we would get our pay docked. And if you did it, and if they caught you doing it 3 times, they would cut you back by like $1 an hour. Unless you were already at $8 because that was the minimum wage in California. But at the time. But like still, I'm like, I have been working here for 2 years. This is ridiculous. And that's what got me to finally quit. I was like, I can't take this anymore. This is too much. I'm out. I'm outie. I'm not doing this no more. This is some bullshit. Not to mention, like, you would get just straight up, like, I didn't mind the people who would come through high. I kind of expected that when you work at a Jack in the Box because, like, you know, we have $2 tacos. Of course we're going to get people who come through high and they're going to order, like, a crap ton of tacos. Like, that just happened. Like, you just knew that's what happened. It's Jack in the Box. It's, like, where stoners go to get food. That's just something that you live to expect. But what I couldn't stand was the people that would come through and they would order stuff and then they would, like, throw it at you or, like, make your life difficult on purpose. And I'm just like, so you're basically doing this to be a sadist. Great, good to know. You're an asshole. Don't be an asshole, kids. That's the end. That's the moral to that story. Cat, no, you can't be there. I'm using that to draw. No, you were so good. You were taking a nap. Why can't you go back to that? Why can't you go back to taking the nice nap, huh? No, you have to be here. You have to be here to bug me. You can't possibly, at all, go off somewhere else. Yeah, I mean, if you work in a kitchen as a dishwasher, I think I would actually prefer that to having to actually interact with people, because people can be jerks. Like, just awful. Okay. Is that better? Are you a happy kitty? Now that you're curled up next to me and taking up one of my hands? Yes, is that good? You're a good cat now? Okay. Couldn't just stay in your napping spot, huh? You had to come over here and curl up here and continue napping here while I pet you because you're a jerk. Okay then. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take this hatching. Yeah, I'm gonna take the friction. go ahead. And this is to create some texture on our cloak. Like, working at a restaurant, I feel is better because, like, you live off of tips. So people actually, you know, treat you a little bit better when you work at a drive-thru. It's like you might as well be an automated machine because people just do not recognize that you're a human being. And it sucks and I hate it. And that's why I used to get these like, I used to get so mad anytime my cousin would be like, I just don't understand why they want to raise the minimum wage. And I'm like, listen here, you libertarian jerkwad. Like, yes, you're entitled to your political beliefs and it's fine to be libertarian, but listen here, you jerk that never worked at a fast food place. I deserve more than minimum wage for what I went through doing that. Yes, it requires minimal skills, but I have to put up with the worst of humanity. For real, Jesus, God. I think the best examples that I can think of, and these aren't just crappy, like customers that we had. This was just like who complained or something. This was just honestly stupid bullshit that people did that I had to put up with. Was like the teenagers every day, because we were right next to both a middle school and a high school. I went to that high school, but still. And like you would get these stupid kids that would come in and be like, they would bring in like water bottles or drink cups from the place next door, or cups that they gotten the day before and fill them up at the drink station, which is stealing. You're stealing soda. So we would turn off the soda machine so that all they could get out of it is water. Or you would have kids that would come in and ask for a water cup and then they would fill it with soda. So we would turn off the soda machine so that all they could get is water, and suddenly they would throw a fit. And it's like, well, if you would bring your soda to us, we'd fill it up, and then you would get your soda if you paid for it. Yeah, the minimum wage is kind of like it needs to be set so people can actually live off of it. But like you'd have these teenagers who were like, you're just doing this because I'm da-da-da, or you're a racist. I'm like, I'm literally the only white person working here, and you picked me out for this specifically, even though it was my manager who turned off the machine. Like, it's their idea. And, like, I'm not blaming you, I'm blaming teenagers in general. I mean, I think the white kids do it more. Like, it's just a policy that when we see teenagers come in, we turn the machine off. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, red, or whatever. Like, if you're a teenager, the machine is turning off because we expect you to steal drinks, because you do. You do. So, like, you know, you had to put up with that daily. And then if it wasn't that, it was like, oh my God, just like the most ridiculous, stupid things that you don't even think should be a problem, but which become a problem. Like, some people coming through and ordering like a milkshake and some stuff, and then you give it to them, and then you close the door and they throw their meal at you. And this is after they paid for it. And you're like, what are you even trying to accomplish here? Are you just trying to make me feel bad? Well, congratulations, you did. But like, why? That was stupid. You paid for that. That is like really stupid. I don't understand where you were in your thought process where you're like, yeah, this seems like a cool thing to do. No, you're an idiot. You paid for that. You literally just threw away money and made my life more difficult in the process. That's all you did. Or, God, like, or there were the bathrooms, and like, I know girls can be gross, and like, normally I would say that girls keep the bathrooms in general are worse than guys, but the men's room at our Jack in the Box there was for real a day where I walked in and then I walked right back out and was like, I'm not cleaning that up. A guy did that. A guy can clean it up. Because it was just like, there was no attempt to make it to the toilet at all. And it was just everywhere. It was on the walls and in the trash can. And I'm like, right? I have your money and you have no food. And I'm just like, I'm not cleaning that up. Like, I'm not touching that. Like, that's just, I need a hazmat suit. So I said, I was like, hey, you're a guy. You're disgusting. You go clean that up. He's like, you can't make me do that. It's your time. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm totally willing to clean up the girls' room when it's gross, but this is beyond that level. You're taking it. Like, for real, they just do not treat you like human beings when you work at fast food. And I think that's like literally what drove me so crazy about my cousin, because he's never worked a fast food or like that's some daddy daycare shit, right? Yeah, exactly. But this is like, you could tell it was a full-grown adult human being that did it, and you're like, no, I'm done. I'm done. So I don't know. It's like you get these people, and you're just like, why? This makes no sense. And like, so my cousin, who's never worked at a fast food place in his life, and his like, I mean, he did work a minimum wage job, but this was after like we got into this fight about raising the minimum wage, because I was like, look, this argument that it's only teenagers working at these jobs is A, bullshit, and B, even if it was true, think about how much you have to pay off for your student loans when you went to law school. That's an insane amount, right? Well, think about if you didn't have your parents helping you pay it off, or if you, which eventually he didn't, and like, or, and I'm just putting this out there, like, imagine if, like, you can't physically make up the cost for your school. That's the only way that you're paying for your rent, your school, and your food. Like, it's not enough to live on. So it should be enough that you can make a livable wage on it. Because that's what it was when our parents went to school. And it's not anymore. And I'm like, and also, if we're gonna use fast food as an example, I'm just putting this out there, fast food workers deserve more money. We don't treat them like people, and they deserve more because of it. Like, that's why I'm always nice to fast food workers whenever I go in. No matter how bad of a mood I am in, I am always at the very least polite to fast food workers, because I know how shitty it is to work that kind of a job. So I am always at the very least polite, no matter how bad of a day I'm having. Because it absolutely sucks to just be treated like you do not matter. Like, I am all for, like, fast food places being automated, because if that means fewer people get treated like absolute dirt, I am all for it. Like, yeah, it sucks. Those are jobs that are being taken away by robots, but at the same point in time, we already treat the people who do those jobs like they are robots, so... Like, working... Ugh, no, it just sucks. And, like, it makes me look at places like Denmark that are now like, so we're thinking about improving, like, agreeing to this thing of a minimum, like, salary for everyone in the entire nation, where everyone is just gonna get $33,000 a year. And I'm just like, so I'm moving to Denmark, because it sounds like that's a sweet idea. Like, I just want to get to that point where we're like in Star Trek, where, you know, we work because we want to, not because we have to. Because I have been unemployed or like in a job that doesn't support me and stuck at home, and I don't like it. I would much rather be out doing something. And I think that's the truth for most people. Customers treat employees like crud. It's a reverse EA. Yeah. Like, EA is the actual devil, but yeah. Like, I really feel like, you know, if we didn't have to worry about where we were going to get our next food or where we were going to live, if we didn't have to worry about those kinds of things, then, you know, we could focus on doing what we actually enjoy and get more fulfillment, because life shouldn't be a scramble just to survive. That's not really living. I mean, it is living, but it's not enjoying the life that you have. And I feel like this idea that, you know, we can't create a society where people don't have to struggle for just to live is preposterous. Like, we have so much abundance and so much just excess now. It just seems ridiculous to me that we can't take care of the people who really need looking after. I don't know. That's just my view on it anyway. I like Star Trek ideals to a point. I mean, there's some other stuff in Star Trek that I'm like, that's stupid, but okay. But I think that's, like, true of anything. Alright, so the character I'm working on right now, his name is Crest. He's from this project I worked on way back when when I first started working on it was way back when I was in community college, when I was just 18. And then I kept working on it even after I went off to the 4-year college I ended up attending. So when I went off to San Francisco to go to the Academy of Art University in San Francisco, I continued to work on it, and I gave the idea to a friend of mine who was also an illustration major at the time. I had changed my major, she didn't. And she does amazing work, and we actually worked on it together for a time because she really liked the idea, and so we kind of worked on it together for a while. And I don't know, it's just something I would like to go back to working on, because going back and looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, it was actually a pretty good idea, and if I just tweak it a little, and I feel like it could be something that would really do well. And it's just like a short, kind of sweet story anyway. It's not like it was this big, long epic like some of the stuff that I've written. This was kind of just a short, really sweet, cute, funny thing that I wanted to work on once upon a time. And I would kind of like to work on it again, because I'm all for like changing the dynamics of fairy tales, but I feel like everyone always wants to change the dynamics in the same way. Like, oh, you made Little Red Riding Hood a badass. Yes, like everyone else in since forever. Like, everybody makes Little Red Riding Hood the badass. We get it. Like, or they make it sexualized. Like, yeah, that's not creative. That is what everybody does. Like, it's been done a million times. You are actually being the opposite of creative when you do that. So I'd like to see some other ways of like changing the dynamic up. Like, for instance, the whole story of Crest is that Crest was a shepherd girl who found a lamp and made a wish to become a prince. And then it's his adventures, not her, his adventures after that, going along with the lamp, what wishes he makes, what wishes he doesn't. Do people discover that he has the lamp, and then they start to question, like, you know, what wishes has he made? You know, and since princes are kind of born, like, how did that change, you know, who he is? Like, did it change who his parents were? And I explore, you know, some of those kind of things, and at the same point in time, it's like Crest going on these adventures, like saving a witch from this princess who's convinced like she needs to be saved, so she comes to this tower in the forest, but it belongs to the witch, and the witch is like, please leave, and the princess is like, no. So the princess is kind of a squatter. So Crest ends up kind of saving them both, and then having to deal with a very annoying princess for a while, or a toad or a frog prince who needs to find someone to love him and kiss him so that he'll turn back into a actual prince, but falls in love with a witch rather than a princess. You know, just cute, funny things that are just like little tweaks that I wanted to try out.
It's 16 hours.
And do for storytelling, because I do like fairy tales, and I feel like a lot of people think they're kind of messed up the way they are, and yeah, they kind of are, but I mean, there's also some good ideas behind them, you know, that otherwise they wouldn't have lasted as long as they have. So I don't feel like you need to change every part of a story in order to make it likable to modern day audiences, you know? There's other things you can do to make it an enjoyable story. Anyway, so Chris came out of something like that, and I was really excited to work on it at the time, and I still am, honestly. Like, Like, I would actually like to work on it again. I think it would be kind of an easier project than some of the ones that I've been wanting to work on. I wouldn't have to, like, go crazy with it the way that I would some of my other projects. And I like Crest just as a character, because Crest is, just kind of, like, is pretty funny. Like, slightly naive to the way of things, because they've been, you know, this shepherd girl for forever and a half. That's how they were raised. So it's not like they exactly know what it means to be someone who's of a royal lineage. But that's where they are now. So it's like them trying to figure out, oh yeah, right, so that's how royals are supposed to behave and stuff like that. And so there's like this bit of naivety. Is that how you pronounce that word? I can't. Anyway, so Crest is kind of naive, but also just in general a very good guy, wanting to do the right thing. Bit of a romantic, and very much interested in adventure and being a hero. Not for the sake of being worshipped as a hero, but for doing the right thing. Which ends up making him a fairly decent ruler. So, I feel like, I don't know, it's just an interesting thing that I'd want to work on. And, you know, sometimes you look back on old projects and you're like, oh, that's a It's kind of a silly juvenile idea. I don't think I'll go back to working on that. And other times, you look back on a project and you're like, you know what, that is a good idea. Why didn't I go back? Why didn't I like continue on with that? I am not drunk. I just have problems with words. Naivety? Naivety. I don't know. I can't like, yeah. You would never know I write professionally for a living because with the way I talk, because I don't, words, mouth not work proper. And I swear, I am not drunk. I am not running a fever. This is just how I naturally am. I'm just naturally sort of a goofball that doesn't always say the correct things. As my friends are always very happy to point out to me, like when I accidentally said swooty instead of hoodie or sweater. I said swooty. And oh god, and they got it on tape for the YouTube channel, and that is what we've been calling our hoodies ever since. We've been calling them swooties, basically just to mock me, which I'm fine with. It's just I sit there and I'm like, damn it. Okay, so now we're gonna block in our shadows on the correct layer, thank you. Keeping in mind where our light source is, which is down and to the left. So I hope you'll like Yumiko from our RP. There's more to her than meets the eye. Ooh. I probably should. Like, it's very hard to make me not like a character. You basically have to get to like Stephanie Meyer levels of ridiculous for me to hate a character or a concept. And then the only reason why I don't like Twilight or any of the other stuff is because the very first time I read it, I was like, that's an abusive relationship. Like, way back in high school when it came out, like, the first books, and, like, kind of before they were really popular, I was like, my friend made me read it, and I was like, I don't like this. Like, I read it, and I was like, I don't know what I just read, but it was stupid, and I don't like it. And also, that's an abusive relationship. And my friend was like, I just don't understand why you don't like it. You like Anne Rice. I'm like, yeah, because Anne Rice doesn't write whatever this is. And I'm like, I don't even like and Anne Rice isn't, like, my favorite vampire novel either. What is? In the Forest of the Night. It's by Amelia Atwater Rhodes. She wrote her first book when she was 16. Shut up, leave me alone. It's a great series. And it's still one of my favorite things that I've ever read. I feel like Amelia Atwater Rhodes is definitely the person that kind of inspired me to write, like, period. Let's just say she has ties to a certain intel collector. Ooh, interesting. So, like, I don't know what I was saying. Something about Amelia Atwater Rhodes and how much I love her. Yeah, I do love her. And then there's these kind of comedic vampire romance novels that they're just so funny and like, and just amusing, and I just enjoy reading them just because they're so much fun, and they're very supportive relationships in it. So I think that's also a part of the reason why I like them so much. So I like reading those. Those are good. What the hell? Oh, what did I do? That's what I did. I was the dumbass who colored brown on, oh, Jesus. On a layer where it did not belong. No. No. That's a bad pen tool. Eh. Touching the crotches. Well, I mean, I've gotta color it and shade it. So unfortunately, yeah, I gotta touch the crotch. That's the thing you sometimes gotta do in art. That was always my favorite part of the art school tours when we, like, the first day of classes, was you always had the one guy in class that was like, do we gotta draw the penis? And all the girls are sitting there rolling their eyes. Like, are you kidding me? And the teachers are just sitting there looking so exasperated, and they're like, yes. Like for real, it's just like, I don't know, like the atmosphere of being in an actual art class with an actual nude model, male or female, like, it's very professional. There's no real sense of awkwardness unless, like, you bring that in yourself. Like, The only time I guess it ever got like weird and awkward was thankfully one time when I was sick. Shading it, is that what they're calling it these days? You know what? You can shut up, Phoenix. So I guess this one time when I was sick, one of my friends in the class told me they had this model that got a little excited during the class, and everyone felt really awkward about it because they're like, yeah, that's not normally supposed to happen. Because normally with models, it's just, you know, they come in, they do a few poses, you know, then they take a break, and then they do a few more poses, and that's really about it. And it's just a very professional atmosphere because you're there to learn and to draw, and that's about it. Like, you're not really there to like it's not sexual. Like, it's just a naked person. Everybody in the world is naked at some point in their life, I assume. So, like, you know, it's like everyone assumes, like, oh, it's gonna be so awkward and da-da-da-da, but, like, it really isn't. Like, it's a very calm and professional atmosphere. They're there to do a job. You're there to learn. That's really it. It only gets awkward when somebody turns that into something it's not. Or when somebody is not acting professionally. Which I think is why I never got to see that model, because he was there for that day and then he never came back. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm a very, like, sexual person. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with sex or the naked body. It's just, like, it's not what's happening here, man. I'm just drawing a guy, and that's all that's happening, and right now I'm shading. Rax. Oh, Lord. Okay, give me a second. Christ. Every goddamn time. And now we enter the part of the day where my dog doesn't stop barking. Again. So I have an interesting factoid for everybody. Apparently, according to science, ostriches find humans more attractive than other ostriches. It's why they will display so much for humans. They just actively find us very attractive. Which is weird. But okay, cool. Ostriches. Who knew? Well, with my good looks, who can blame them? Right? I just tend to, like, think of it that way. Like, I guess if an ostrich finds me attractive, I can't really blame them. I'm pretty hot. I don't know. It's just a weird fact that I found out, and I'm just like, that's weird, but okay. Weird but interesting fact. Cool. Hmm. See, now all I can think about is Gallivant when I'm, like, doing this. Gallivant was such a good show. I'm so mad that it's not on the air anymore. I miss it, guys. I miss Gallivant. I want more. Specifically, I want more of Richard and his dragon. Like, the first time I watched Gallivant was, like, right after I lost my bearded dragon, Pisces. So watching it, I was like, I miss my dragon friend. Because that's the type of lizard they used for, the Tad Cooper. Lizard / dragon in Gallivant. That, and people always tell me I have a bird brain. Oh, that's an insult. Yes, it is an insult. I'm sorry. This is so funny because my mom and I, we recently went out to the Living Desert, and my mom and I were having this talk on the way there about this new book that I got called Dr. Tatiana's Sex Advice to All of Creation, and it's a book about and it's a science book, and it's basically all about like how different creatures like procreate. That's literally all it is. And it's great, and it's written like letters to Dear Abby, and I find it both hilarious and very informative, and I have a lot of fun reading it. And so I was talking to my mom about all the different like things that I was reading in the book, and she's like, I never should have sent you to science camp. And I was like, well, I mean, really the trouble started when you let me watch nature documentaries as a child. And she goes, what? And I was like, yeah, I got really obsessed with Jeff Corwin. Like, Steve Irwin was really, really cool, and I did like him, but for me, it was all about Jeff Corwin. He was literally the reason why I wanted to be a herpetologist as a kid. Until I learned how much math that takes. Because I hate math so much. And I was like, that was really the downfall. I mean, he was the one who taught me all about insects and lizards. So, like, you let me watch that. You only have yourself to blame. I mean, I was so into bugs as a kid, too. I used to carry around this, like, big thing full of plastic bugs everywhere I went. Freaking weird. Yeah, I am really weird. That's okay, though. So... But I mean, like... everything. that we know of has to have sex. Even plants. It's just that they use intermediaries to spread their genes to other potential, plants. Like, you have pollen in the stamen and all that junk, and like, that requires 2 plants. Which means technically they procreate, which means that's technically sex. Sex is procreating, so plants have sex. And I'm like, I don't understand why this is such like a weird thing for people, or why people think it's so weird, or why people like think it's so taboo, because it's not. Like, everything has to do it. It's literally one of the most natural things about like life. It's a major part of evolution. It's what gears like the creativity and weirdness of the variety in the world we see. Oh crud, now I remember the vine of the Hercules beetle tossing that other beetle. Yeah, see? The whole reason Hercules beetles look like that is because of sex competition, which is a part of evolution. It's probably like the biggest part of evolution. And it's weird because there's like a weird arms race between males and females of any like specific thing. Like, I won't really get into specifics, but basically the less competition, the less promiscuous a female is, and the less competition a male has, the less, like, complicated things are. Whereas, be gone, thought. Whereas, the more competition and the more promiscuous a female is, the more you're gonna get, like, weird evolutionary traits that pop up. And lead to all these weird differences. And I think it's just so cool that for the longest time, we as a scientific community and as science was concerned, we all believed that males are, by just the fact that they're male, promiscuous, and that they're promiscuous because they can be, and that females are actually really picky in their chase. But really what we're finding is the exact opposite, for the most part, is true. Females are the promiscuous ones, and males are actually the ones who are more chaste, because they don't want females going around and sleeping with others, so they have to basically watch them and be like, no, stop that. And the girls are like, but I have more of a chance of spreading my genes this way. Uh-oh. That's my mom, so I'm gonna have to cut this art stream short, guys. Sorry. Thank you for joining me. This has been fun. I hope you guys had a great time, and I will catch you all later. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. You can join us at our Discord, which is linked on our Twitch and our YouTube page. And we also have a Teespring shop. Okay. So catch you guys later.